The author of this fanfiction name is YoungHopeProductions. He works on Wattpad.com and the link is in the description to the stories.
With 2 badges, Ash and his buddies are headed to Vermilion City. Ash battles some other trainers to level up Pikachu, Clea and his other Pokemon. "You're really good," a kid said and continues with "I bet you can beat AJ, he lives over there." They arrive to a wooden gate and a large sign that says 98 wins and 0 losses and a note saying it's not an authorized gym for badges, but you get a very special privilege as a prize. Being able to carry any amount of Pokemon instead of 6 or less. Wow, that's some prize. Ash breathed, imagining the fun he'd have with all of his Pokemon with him. Then he heard that snobbish voice he's all too familiar with. "Ashy boy, what are you doing here?" Gary said. Ash replied with, "I heard there was a powerful trainer here named AJ and I wanted to battle him." This caused Gary to laugh hysterically. "You beat AJ, you're right. If anyone can beat him, it's so gonna be me." "You wanna test that theory, chump?" another voice said. The group turned to see a trainer with a sandshrew and a backpack in tow. "So you're the wild Pokemon trainer AJ?" Gary asked in a confident manner. "That's me." "So who wants to battle me?" he replied. "I'll go first, to show Ashy boy here how it's done," Gary said. "He's always had a big head, but I can't say the same for his brain," Ash said, making AJ laugh. "You got moxie, kid. I like you." "What's your name?" AJ said while Gary was stunned at the comment. "My name is Ash. Ash Ketchum." AJ looked stunned at the name. "So you're the junior professor that Oak has?" Ash nods at this. "Well, I definitely want a battle with you, this chump." "So where did you get your badges?" "Maybe some loser gyms. Failure City or maybe Wimpsville." This made Brock and Misty ticked. "Loser gyms. Ash, when Gary is done, pulverize this guy," Brock said. Ash simply shocked, he never had seen Brock that mad. "Well, relax. It was a joke. I know even if it was some loser gym or something like mine, Ash would put up a good fight. As for this guy, maybe 5 minutes if he's lucky," AJ said. Now that made Gary mad. "Let's battle now," he demanded. Well, it didn't take long for AJ and his sandshrew to cream Gary's Wartortle. What, but Wartortle should have beaten a mere sandshrew. And that's number 99. AJ cheered. Gary was demanding a rematch. "Hey, let the kid over there battle me now." "You lost, chump." Ash steps on the battlefield and asks AJ, "Can we do a triple battle?" AJ thinks about this and replies, "Sure, this'll be fun. Butterfree, Beedrill. Get out here. Triple battle time." A Butterfree and Beedrill fly out of the tent and goes to the battlefield with a crack of a.js whip. Ash sends out his Pikachu, Eevee, and Clea. Strange choices, but no matter. Ash then said triple battle combo number 12. Pikachu uses Rain Dance. Next, Eevee takes Clea underground with Dig. She learned during training, then to everyone's except Ash's surprise, Pikachu uses the move Surf. Gary's and a.js jaws were dropped. Thanks to Rain Dance, Surf is stronger. And it hits all 3 of a.js Pokemon. Eevee gets out of the ground with Clea and Eevee uses Sway on Beedrill. Clea then evolves into Clefairy and uses Moonblast on Butterfree, and thanks to the rain, even with the training Sandshrew, Went through, it was still wet and dunce water conducts electricity, Thunderbolt is active against Sandshrew, so that's exactly what Pikachu did. The 3 Pokemon of A.JS feints. I can't believe it. AJ was shocked, Ash was hugging Pikachu, Eevee. And his newly evolved Clefairy. 99 wins and 1 loss. AJ heals his Pokemon with potions. Well. I'm impressed, kid. You really trained your Pokemon very well. AJ and Ash shake hands and Professor Oak and a bearded elderly man came out of the tent. Well done, Ash. I saw the battles and I have to say, I'm proud. The professor said. Ash, Gary, Misty, and Brock were shocked that the Professor Oak was right there, not to mention the Charles Goodshow, the man in charge of the Pokemon League. Gramps, what are you and Mr. Goodshow doing here? Gary said. Well, when I got Ash's call that he was coming on this route, me and Mr. Goodshow decided to visit here to see the battles. And I must say, I'm disappointed in you, Gary. You underestimated everyone here and overestimated yourself and your Pokemon. The professor said. And I had a bet with Charles here for $5 million that Ash would win. Looks like I win, old friend. Charles looked disappointed at losing the bet, but was content with Ash winning in general. When Old Oak told me about you, Ash, I was skeptical, but now that I've seen your skills firsthand, you definitely earned the prize of having all Pokemon with you. And this as well. Oak brings in an Alakazam that's holding a Pokemon egg, and the Alakazam hands the egg to Ash. I know you'll take great care of my child, Ash. The Alakazam said in its native tongue. Ash was shocked. This is your child, Alakazam? Are you sure? Alakazam nods with a smile. Thank you all. Ash thanked with a kind smile, cradling the egg gently, and it hatches into a shiny Abra. Ash decided to do some training and Iglaibu evolved. Ash scans Abra, Jigglypuff, and Clefairy. Clefairy, the fairy Pokemon and the evolved form of Clea. The moonlight that it stores in the wings on its back apparently gives it the ability to float in midair. This Clefairy is level 45 and knows the moves Meteor Mash, Moonblast, Meteoronome, Copycat, Sweet Kiss, Disarming Voice, Moonlight, Magical Leaf, Draining Kiss, Brick Break, Cosmic Power, Psychic, and Wish Egg move. Jigglypuff, the balloon Pokemon and the evolved form of Iglaibu. Jigglypuff's vocal cords can freely adjust the wavelength of its voice. This Pokemon uses this ability to sing at precisely the right wavelength, to make its foes most drowsy. This Jigglypuff is level 45 and knows Disarming Voice, Play Rough, Stockpile, Spit Up, Swallow, Round, Gyro, Ball, Body Slam, Dazzling Gleam, Double Slap, Double Edge, Copycat, Echoed Voice, Charm, Sing, Sweet Kiss, Pound, Defense Curl, Bounce, Heal Bell, Hyper Voice, Wish Egg move, Perish Song Egg move, Heal, Pulse Egg move, and Present Egg move. Abra, the Psy Pokemon. It hypnotizes itself so that it can teleport away when it senses danger, even if it is asleep. This Abra is level 1 and knows Teleport, Ice Punch Egg move, Fire Punch Egg move, Thunder Punch Egg move, and Barrier Egg move. Gary was throwing a tantrum. It's not fair. I'm the better one. I'm not autistic. So why could he win and get an Abra? Ash covers his ears, he wasn't used to Gary's temper. Tantrums since he did his best to stay away from him. Come on, no one likes a crybaby. AJ said, clearly annoyed. AJ turns to Ash and asks wanna come inside and see our training. Regimen Ash nods and goes in. Ash sees the training is intense, AJ immediately gets sand shrew doo-doo. Dives in the pool. That's why Warderdle's water attacks didn't do much. You came prepared. Ash deduced, the others were also stunned by A.JS training. Methods. Bingo. You're looking at the only sand shrew that can withstand water. Well, in certain situations. Raining on top of a powerful water move seems to be too much for sand shrew. Then again, surf is incredibly powerful. AJ explains, Ash reveals his training is very similar. But he doesn't use a whip. The whip is kinda overboard. Ash said, AJ nods, and says it's to make sure they're focused. But I can see why you think that. Ash shows him a pistol they use to start races and says I usually use rubber bullets with the same noise for that AECT. Less scarring. AJ nods and says I'll try that method sometime. But really, a level 45. Clefairy your training is really paying big time. Ash nods and says Pikachu is level 52, and Eevee is level 41. I make sure all of my Pokemon are at high levels before battles and have them learn a lot of different moves. It might prove useful. Ash explains. A.J nods and agrees with Ash. Sandshrew is at level 29, Butterfree and Beedrill are level 21. We need a lot more work done. Do you use rare or EXP candies in your training? Ash nods and explains mainly as a training reward or something to give them a boost in their food occasionally. Good thing they're legal as that way. A.J nods and says it's a bit hard for me to find rare and EXP candies. Ash nods and says I sometimes make my own. Being a junior professor has its benefits. Having access to how they're made and a license to make them is always handy. There are some illegal rare and EXP candies, but Ash always sticks with the legal ones. While gaining less levels than the illegal ones, they're much safer. Ash and A.J are discussing more things about Pokemon training, then, people see A.J's Sandshrew has disappeared. Gary says it ran away due to the harsh training, but no one believes him. He even tries to convince A.J's other Pokemon to come with him. But that fails. The Pokemon just ignore Gary's OER and walk away. AJ. I'll help you find your Sandshrew. Ash said. AJ smiled and nods. Ash heads outside and lets out his Pidgeotto and commands the shiny bird to find the Sandshrew. Ash gets all of his Pokemon transferred to him thanks to his Pokédex and his special privilege. Charles gave Ash a special container to keep all of his Pokeballs. He gets put his Spearow, Sandshrew, and Rattata and tells them to help with the search of A.J's Sandshrew. A few minutes, Ash's Sandshrew comes with A.J's Sandshrew and get to the tent. AJ and his other Pokemon went to Sandshrew and gives him a group hug. I don't get it. Why are they still loyal? Gary asked, and Ash says even if he pushes them a lot, they know that AJ cares about them. This made Gary mad and he attacks Ash. Pikachu Volt tackles Gary away with a growl. Bad luck that Charles and Oak saw this. That's it? Your trainer license is hereby suspended for 5 weeks. Charles barks. Gary was shocked. Gramps, you can't let him do that. Oak glares at Gary. I'm incredibly disappointed in you, Gary. I thought you knew better than that. I thought you changed and now you went too far. Be grateful it's only a suspension. Alakazam, take him back to Pallet. Oak said. Alakazam nods and obeys with teleport. It didn't take long for the intelligent Pokemon to get back. Ash looks at his own Sandshrew and whispers to her what happened. Team Rocket snatched him, but we got him quickly. That team was a Pikachu. I don't know how they could mix the two up. Sandshrew said, Ash looking annoyed, and Team Rocket busts in. Ash looks even more annoyed. I'm guessing you got an A.js Sandshrew. Ash said. We're here for your Pikachu twerp. Jessie said. Well, let's take it to the battlefield. AJ said, Sandshrew on the battle field along with Jessie's Akans, James's Koofing, Meowth, and the two humans. Sandshrew creams them with Fisher and has them blast O again. Well, more like run O Agent. 100 wins and 1 loss. Yes. Our 100th win. AJ cheered. AJ starts to get ready for his journey. Great job AJ, and you too Sandshrew. So you'll start your badge hunt? Ash said. AJ nods, and says, well Ash, I'll see you soon. The day was eventful to say the least. What will happen now, how will everything play out, we'll find out soon, as the journey continues. End of Chapter 8. Ash, Brock, and Misty are in a foggy forest, while Ash is training all of his Pokemon while scanning some of his Pokemon. Ash, why do you always just go wander and train alone? Misty said, annoyed with Ash. I like training. And I'm not alone. I have my Pokemon. Why can't you just eat with us? You never ate with us except at MT Moon. Ash flinches from Misty's loud complaints. Brock tries to break them up. I think we should take a little break. The two agree and sees Brock setting up a table, setting down a box of hot cocoa powder and an official Pokemon tea set. I hope you like cocoa. Ash nods with a smile. Hot cocoa is one of Ash's favorite drinks, especially when reading. Brock pulls out a large bottle of MT Moon spring water. And I'll be making French crepes. Misty glowed when she heard that. However, Brock interrupted Misty and Ash, confused. I can't cook crepes and I can't heat water if I don't have a fire. Ash nods at that and says, I'll find us some firewood. He walks with his Pikachu and Eevee, and they come across some kids with candles. And one running on a treadmill. The ones with the candles were asking questions about Pidgey, but a while, the boy running slipped and fell the treadmill. I'm sorry. I forgot. The boy said, ashamed. The group sigh in annoyance. They ridicule him, but Ash interrupts them, trying to stop their bullying. Then they walk unfazed by Ash's words. See ya at the tech, Joe. Brock and Misty came over, seeing the entire thing. So those are the infamous tech students? Brock said. Tech students as in Pokemon Technical Institute? Ash asked. Yeah, that's the one. Joe answered. Where even is this place anyway? Misty asked. Joe pointed forward. The announcement said that fog battle techniques is ended and tomorrow was snow competition secrets. Joe sighed at that sadly. Looks like I'll be made into a snowman again. Then Joe explained they help him study, but sometimes he makes believe he doesn't know all of the answers and that he needs to stay in this school since his parents worked hard to pay for his education. Even learning about adults being held back and people being too ashamed to go home without a diploma. They learn the rankings. Beginners have same qualifications as someone with 2 badges, the intermediate as 4 badges and advanced as someone with 6. Even that the teachers don't know about the help. Or if they do, they pretend not to. They find Joe has a picture of the one responsible for the system. A female student named Giselle. She was beautiful. A fair-skinned girl with chocolate brown hair and eyes. She can violate my rights if Brock said, then Misty said hang on, if she's making your life miserable, why do you have her picture? I hate the way she treats us, but I like the way she looks. Joe answered. Ash wasn't into Giselle's looks. He of all people knows that looks can be deceiving, but then he says so it's like you rather have that and not like some other girls who treat you bad and look even worse, seeming to be referencing Misty. Misty snaps and stomps at the school, saying she's gonna straighten the little witch out, the others following suit. Joe leads them to a room filled with machines that look like arcade games and it has a battlefield. Giselle always practices here. If you ever win a fight against her, it wouldn't matter to her. At the tech, it's your skill as a trainer is what matters. Joe explains. Ash shows him his 2 badges. Giselle is the top beginner here. That's better than having 3. Even if I'm the bottom at my class, I'm still stronger than someone with 2 badges. Misty got mad and snapped, I learned how to be a trainer at the Cerulean City Gym. Are you saying you can beat me? Yep, Cerulean City has water Pokemon. Joe said as he turned on the game. How do you know? Joe answers, I always beat them in the simulator. It shows a Weepinbell beating a Starmie. Hey, a game is one thing, but here it's real life. Let's battle. Joe gets up and says your funeral. Misty sends out Starmie and Joe sends out a Weepinbell. Starmie beats Weepinbell with 1 water gun, leaving Joe in shock. But grass Pokemon are strong again, water Pokemon. A female voice chimed in. It's Giselle. True, but you forget your opponent is from a Pokemon gym. Her Pokemon have more experience. You're an embarrassment to the whole school. But Giselle. Brock was gawking at Giselle. Wow, she looks like a movie star. Misty thinks, oh, I'll show you some stars. I'm the top student in the beginning class in the best prep school in the world. Pokemon Tech, it's sad that others aren't blessed with my beauty, my talent, my humble attitude. People call me a star, but I'm just Giselle. Ash looked at her with disgust in his eyes. Humble, you call Joe an embarrassment and you call yourself humble. Giselle walks to Joe and says, I want to help my friends so they can be the best they can be. To teach each other, respect each other and ensure the Pokemon of tomorrow. But you're a weakling. Joe was stunned by those words. You better get improving fast or everyone will turn their backs on you for good. Giselle walks but Misty calls her out, saying sure you might look beautiful, but beauty is only skin deep. Giselle replies with jealousy. Isn't very pretty either, is it? Ash looks a little worried. Shouldn't we break them up? Brock whispers to Ash. Wise Pokemon trainers never get involved in a catfight. Giselle grabs a Pokeball, a Graveler comes out. Good coloring, rather large size. Probably close to a good level to evolve it. The rock looks very tough, probably been conditioned. Against water and grass types, you'd need a strong water or grass type move to get through or to make a hole in the armor first. I'd probably weaken it with fighting type physical attacks, aim for the underside where it's weakest and then finish it with a water or grass type move. Ash thought to himself. But rock Pokemon are weak against water Pokemon. Brock exclaimed, but Giselle explains my Graveler is at a very advanced level, to where they can beat most water Pokemon. Starmie used Water Gun, to no EECT and Graveler counters with Rollout, tackling out the window, leaving Misty stunned. They go by the pool and Giselle OERS Misty a rematch and to use a Deerent water Pokemon. Misty snaps a. And you'll just use a Pokemon that's weak against water, huh? Giselle explains if Pokemon is well trained or high leveled, it'll be easier. And more likely to win, and that any beginner knows that. Ash interjects. With there's more to battling than calculating levels and numbers. I would know. He then brings out his Pokédex, it doing its ID program. And when it said him being a junior professor and autistic, everyone was shocked. When he shows his badges, Giselle shakes her shock and SCOSI. In other words, you're a beginner, junior professor, or not. And how long have you been a trainer? Ash answers almost 2 months. And you're one to talk about beginners. You're one yourself. Giselle was shocked. Someone would talk to her in such a manner. Well, at least I can tame my Pokemon. You let your Pikachu and Eevee walk free. Ash glared at Giselle and said if they prefer to walk instead of staying in their Pokeballs, that's fine with me. They're my friends and so are all of my other Pokemon. Giselle SCOS and said, do you honestly think Pikachu can be strong on his own? At least Eevee can evolve into at least one of 8 Pokemon, so you have lots of options. And how are they shiny anyway? No matter. Someone must have gave them to you out of pity. Ash was getting more mad. Alright, how about a battle? Pikachu went closer as Giselle sent out a Cubone. Okay Pikachu, show Cubone the number 6 combo. Ash said, Pikachu uses double team. Cubone, use Bonemerang to destroy the copies. Giselle ordered, Cubone obeys, however, the real Pikachu uses Surf. While Cubone was distracted by the copies. It was a one-hit KO. Everyone was shocked that Pikachu has the move Surf. Ash lectures them about to never underestimate your opponent, Sonny. They might have moves that'll change everything. Giselle understood and learned her lesson. Joe decided to go home and go on a journey from scratch. And the two made up, becoming proper friends. Our heroes are on their way to the next city. As the journey continues. End of chapter 9. Our heroes are resting, having lunch near a pond. Ash sees an Oddish having a drink and he smiles. Aw, that Oddish is so cute. I'm gonna catch it. Misty exclaims. Ash was puzzled. But Misty is a grass poison Pokemon. I thought you preferred water types. Yeah, but we found it near water, and water is my specialty. Yeah, but it doesn't make it a water Pokemon. Ash countered. Humans. I have to get out of here and warn the hidden village. The Oddish said, obviously Ash being the human understandable and has read about the hidden village. Misty, you should leave that Oddish alone and we should leave. Ash warned, Misty just SCO'd and had Starmie use water gun and rapid spin on Oddish. She them got ambushed by a Bulbasaur. The Bulbasaur easily defeats Starmie. Starmie, leave here now. The Bulbasaur demanded. Ash approaches Oddish and Bulbasaur, a light blue aura was over him, a calming energy made the two less anxious, even the stubborn. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, it's okay. We didn't know we were at the hidden village until I heard Oddish mention it. Ash whispers calmly with a warm smile, Bulbasaur were rather clever and this particular one can tell if anyone is lying, human or Pokemon. It was obvious Ash was speaking the truth. Very well. You are forgiven for now. Follow us. Bulbasaur said, leading the group to a small cabin that has a lush scenery, a large pond and many Pokemon around. Some Rattata, a Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Paras some Magikarp, one of them shiny, some Poliwag and a shiny Storie. Ash was in awe of the beauty of the scene of nature. Misty was head over heels for the water Pokemon and Brock was a blushing mess around the caretaker, Melanie. Brock was talking with Melanie, Misty was teasing Brock about his new crush in Melanie and Ash was with the Pokemon, helping the Storie. Do you feel better Storie he asks, the Storie nods, having a feminine voice then said thank you very much. My old trainer said I was a freak. For my colors. Ash smiles and tells Storie his backstory, Bulbasaur overheard and sees that he underestimated Ash a bit, Ash then caress. For Oddish swoons, seeing she feels much better. Oddish forgives Misty for what happened, but she's still scared of the orange-haired trainer, to which Ash understands completely. The Bellsprout, shiny Magikarp, and Paras also goes to Ash, the Pokemon bonding with him immediately. Brock was caring for a Rattata and Weepinbell, bonding with them. And Misty was somewhat scared of one of the Magikarp, due to her fear of Gyarados, but she still helps it. Brock asks Ash about why his Pokemon are always shiny. Ash thinks about what to say, then he goes with in a nutshell, my biology is different than other people. That's why even Pokemon that don't start as shiny become them I obtain them. All, it wasn't a lie and it avoided the topic about his powers, which he wants to keep on the down low since he didn't know how Brock and Misty would react. He had an idea that Brock would be accepting, but he didn't have a clue about Misty, especially with her hot-headed personality. Luckily, Brock was accepting of the answer Ash gave, as stranger things in the world have indeed happened. Then it had to be ruined. Yes, Team Rocket thought it would be a brilliant idea to make another contraption with a vacuum. It took a while, but luckily, they got the Pokemon in the cabin in time. Ash goes out and sends out Spearow and Pidgeotto, Pikachu hitching a ride on Pidgeotto. Ash told Spearow what happened and the anger hearing what Team Rocket was trying to do causes Spearow to evolve. Ash scans Fearow. Fearow, the beak Pokemon and the evolved form of Spearow. It shoots itself suddenly high into the sky, then plummets down in one fell swoop to strike its prey. This Firo is level 30 and knows the moves Sky Attack, U-turn, Facade, Fury Attack, Quick Attack, Double Team, Drill, Run, Aerial Ace, Steel Wing and Razor Wind Egg move. Team Rocket goes pale at this turn of events. Ash has Pidgeotto use Hurricane, Firo use Razor Wind and Pikachu combining Thunderbolt. With the attacks, causing an electrical tornado, Team Rocket blasting. Oh, once again. Melanie explains about how the village was too safe for the Pokemon to leave and asks Ash to take Bulbasaur to help it grow and improve. Ash accepts Bulbasaur and even some of the other Pokemon wants to go with Ash. Along with Bulbasaur, Ash got Paras, Bellsprout, Storie, the Shiny Magikarp, and Oddish. The Magikarp that Misty helped wanted to go with her, and the Weepinbell and Rattata wants to go with Brock, to with. They accept. The last Rattata decides to stay with Melanie as a bodyguard in training. Just in case something like this happened again, since it's the third strongest behind Bulbasaur and Storie, to which Melanie accepts. Ash scans his new Pokemon. The gang heads on the road and wonders what will happen next as the journey continues. End of chapter 10. Our heroes have gotten a bit lost, and are reading the map. They see Route 24 is somewhat nearby, so they head there. They come across a shiny Charmander on a large rock. Wow! A shiny Charmander. Charmander are already rare, but a shiny one is even more rare, Brock said. Ash takes note of the low flame on its tail. He asks Pikachu to translate Charmander. Pikachu comes back and says Charmander is waiting for its trainer to come back for it. Ash explains this in a way he thinks that's what Pikachu said. They decided to leave it be for its trainer, but Ash feels guilty for leaving a Charmander with a low flame, so he decides Pikachu, and Eevee will stay with it, Charmander not objecting. A while, it starts to rain, so Ash makes some umbrella with sturdy wood and large leaves. A large one for himself and one big enough for Charmander and his flame. Charmander was grateful and they head. Luckily, a Pokemon Center was nearby and they go in. Ash sends his Pokemon and Charmander to the nurse, explaining how he came across Charmander and wants to have her check on him just to be on the safe side. Nurse Joy agrees with the decision. It didn't take long for Ash's Pokemon to come back, but Charmander wasn't in the best of shape, but the pink-haired nurse praises Ash for doing the right thing just in time. Misty and Brock saw Ash doing that and were relieved Charmander agreed to coming here. Ash was able to convince Charmander to come with him to the Pokemon Center when it started to rain lightly and to go before the storm got too heavy. Ash was staring at the counter where Nurse Joy usually is. Ash, what's wrong? Brock asked gently. Ash snaps out of his small daydreaming and looks at Brock and Misty with a worried expression. I think Charmander's trainer won't come back for him. I'm worried about him. The nurse said Charmander was in bad shape. Misty decided to try to cheer him up with "Don't worry, Ash. Maybe it's an honest misunderstanding. And don't worry, Nurse Joy is the best at what she does." Ash smiled a little. "Yeah, you're right. This is Nurse Joy we're talking about." they hear a group of teenage boys laughing and talking. Damien, the blue-haired boy, is a shiny hunter. He'll do nearly anything to find and or get a shiny. And he does have a nice collection. Yo, I thought you had a shiny Charmander too, one of the boys asked. Damien replied, yeah, I had one, but it was so weak, it probably couldn't beat a Magikarp before said fish knows an actual attacking move. Ash had a look of disgust. He absolutely despises trainers like that guy. Abandoning a Pokemon without proper treatment or training is just disgusting. So how'd you get rid of it? Another guy asked. Damien replied with, oh, I just let it on some rock in the woods. That shocked the gang, so he was responsible for Charmander being on the rock and being in that condition. Ash got more ticked when Damien made fun of Charmander for being so stupid so badly. He went to Damien and slapped him hard across the face. Hey! What the heck was that for, brat? Damien exclaimed. You go apologize to Charmander. He's in the ER. Ash yelled. Damien was puzzled, but realized that Ash brought Charmander here and Damien looked ticked, yet cocky. And why should I? Ash got in his face and said, you lied to your Pokemon and it was willing to wait in the rain for you. Did you forget that its tail flame goes out, it dies? Damien scoed and says that's not your business. Ash then shows him his Pokédex. When they learn he's a junior professor for Professor Oak, the gang goes pale. They flee with the many Pokeballs. Damien showed a Nurse Joy heard some of the racket and was puzzled. Ash explains what happened. Oh dear. I'll let Sir Jenny know what happened. Ash then asks, how's Charmander? Nurse Joy smiles and says Charmander will make a full recovery thanks to you. Ash sighs in relief. Ash remembers that he's seen Damien before Ash was a trainer. He's seen Damien get a Pokemon, a Squirtle, since the other two were already chosen. Damien seemed dissatisfied, but shrugged it off. Ash figured Damien was like that because he either didn't want Squirtle to begin with, or it wasn't a shiny. He felt more disgusted with Damien now. He probably abandoned Squirtle too. The next day came and Ash went to check on Charmander, but when he got to his room, he sees Charmander has disappeared from the ER. They decided to leave it be, since they can't force Charmander to go with them. Ash knows full well that Charmander is very loyal to Damien, but he wishes that he saw that they cared deeply for Charmander. Then when they head to the road, Brock and Misty fell in a trap hole. Pikachu, Eevee, and Ash were startled. Then Team Rocket pops out. They were wearing strange rubber suits. They go Pikachu and Eevee, but then Charmander stood in Team Rocket's way, saying, you better leave these guys alone right now. Meowth translates for Jesse and James. They taunt Charmander and it causes Charmander to learn Flamethrower and they use it on them. They flee. Damien saw the whole thing in surprise. Ash has Bulbasaur and Bellsprout help Brock and Misty up with Vine Whip. Thanks Charmander, Brock said. Ash smiles and says, Charmander, how do you want to? Ash was interrupted by Damien. Hey Charmander. I've been looking all over for you. Come on, so let's go. Charmander seems hesitant. Brock warns Charmander, due to Damien trying to abandon him once before. That shiny Charmander is mine. I'm the one who caught him, remember, Damien said with a smirk. Ash glared at Damien. Damien, you bragged about abandoning Charmander. Damien nods and says, good thing I did. It toughened it up. I wasn't gonna get him back, but now that I seen what he can do, I'm glad I ran into you guys. The best thing is, I didn't need to raise it myself. Damien continued to say that raising a Pokemon is the most boring part of being a trainer, but Ash smirks, which shocks Brock and Misty. Can I say something before you leave, Damien? He asked. Damien nods and says, spit it out. Ash smirks wider and says, you're going to jail. He's right, you know. Oh, I sir, Jenny said from behind a tree. You're under arrest for Pokemon abandonment, the makings and usage of illegal EXP candies, Pokemon abuse, and Pokemon napping. Damien looks pale and tries to run away, but Charmander uses Flamethrower, Eevee uses Swy, and Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on Damien. Oh, I sir, Jenny takes his Pokeballs and says, you can keep the guy's Pokemon he got legally, guys. Brock obtained a shiny Rhyhorn, Misty obtained 3 Shelders, 2 of them shiny, and Ash by far obtained the most Pokemon since those Pokemon were the most close to Charmander. He got a Growlithe, Machop, 2 Poliwags, Psyduck, Geodude, 3 Eevees, Lickitung, Happiny, Doduo, 2 Slowpokes, Exeggcute, a Nidoran couple, and last, but not least, Charmander, all shiny. The Slowpokes, Doduo, Poliwags, Machop, Eevees, and Lickitung had to stay in the Pokemon Center due to some severe injuries. He scanned his new Pokemon. Exeggcute, the egg Pokemon. If even one is separated from the group, the energy bond between the 6 will make them rejoin instantly. This Exeggcute is level 40 and has the moves Barrage, Hypnosis, Confusion, Stun Spore, Poison Powder, Psybeam, Leech Seed, Bullet Seed, Seed Bomb, Giga Drain, Nature Power Egg Move, Ancient Power, Synthesis Egg Move, and Leaf Storm Egg Move. Nidoran. Female sign. The poison pin Pokemon. Although small, its venomous barbs render this Pokemon dangerous. The female has smaller horns. This Nidoran. Female sign. Is level 27 and knows the moves Double Kick, Fury, Swipes, Super Fang, Helping Hand, Poison Jab, Poison Tail Egg Move, and Skull Bash Egg Move. Nidoran. Male sign. The poison pin Pokemon. Ste ends its ears to sense danger. The larger its horns, the more powerful its secreted venom. This Nidoran. Male sign. Is level 27 and knows the moves Peck, Double Kick, Helping Hand, Fury Swipes, Poison Jab, Horn Drill, Drill Run, Head Smash Egg Move, Poison Tail Egg Move, and Sucker Punch Egg Move. A 1. Happiny, the Playhouse Pokemon. It loves round white things. It carries an egg-shaped rock in imitation of Chansey. This Happiny is level 12 and knows the moves Pound, Copycat, Hyper Voice, Sweet Kiss, Refresh, Endure Egg Move, Aromatherapy Egg Move, Heal Bell Egg Move, Metronome Egg Move, and Present Egg Move. Geodude, the rock Pokemon. Found in fields and mountains. Mistaking them for boulders, people step or trip on them. This Geodude is level 25 and knows the moves Rollout, Magnitude, Earthquake, rock, throw, thunder punch, fire punch, brick break, focus punch egg, move mega punch egg move, hammer arm egg move, and rock, climb egg move. Psyduck, the duck Pokemon. Always tormented by headaches. It uses psychic powers, but it is not known if it intends to do so. This Psyduck is level 28 and knows the moves Water Gun, Psybeam, Confusion, Disable, Fury Swipes, Aqua Tail, Water Pulse, Zen Headbutt, Icy Wind, Synchronize, Egg Move, Cross Chop Egg Move, Mud Bomb Egg Move, Future Sight Egg Move and Hypnosis Egg Move. Growlithe, the puppy Pokemon. Extremely loyal, it will fearlessly bark at any opponent to protect its own trainer from harm. This Growlithe is level 26 and knows the moves Bite, Helping Hand Howl, Flame Wheel, Fire Fang, Iron Tail, Flare Blitz, Heat Wave, Double Edge Egg Move and Double Kick Egg Move. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. From the time it is born, a flame burns at the tip of its tail. Its life would end if the flame were to go out. This Charmander is level 24 and knows the moves Slash, Fire Punch, Dragon Breath, Flamethrower, Fire Fang, Metal Claw Egg Move, and Dragon Rush Egg Move. Ash pets Charmander and returns him to his Pokeball and they head to Route 24. We'll see what wonders will happen as the journey continues. End of chapter 11. Our heroes make their way on the road, when suddenly, Brock and Misty fell into another trap hole. Ash was just tying his shoes when that happened. Another hole visit guys, Ash asked in a jokingly manner. Haha, very funny, now get us out? Misty shrieks. A group of 5 Squirtle appeared, all of them wearing sunglasses, but one of them had sharper shades. Ash immediately recognized that particular Squirtle. It was Damien's previous Squirtle. He knew because Ash gave that Squirtle those shades when Squirtle and Damien le. Squirtle. It's been a while, hasn't it? The Squirtle immediately recognized Ash and runs to him, the two hug. Ash, I missed you so much. The other Squirtle were puzzled. Why was their leader being so friendly with a human? Squirtle explains the two's past with each other, the other 4 nods in understanding, becoming friendly with Ash and his Pokemon. Ash gets Bulbasaur and Bellsprout to help Misty and Brock out of the hole. Ash whispers about his aura's side effect of making all of his Pokemon shiny to the Squirtle squad. Squirtle was relieved he didn't become an abusive shiny hunter. Oh, Icer Jenny came to them, trying to get the Squirtle. Get back here. You need to pay for your crimes. Ash steps in. Ma'am, I'm Ash, and I know the leader of the Squirtle squad here. You see, I know him due to me working with Professor Oak and seeing him being obtained by a teenager named Damien. He explains, and Jenny looked shocked. You mean your junior Professor Ash, the one who got that abusive trainer named Damien who abandoned a Charmander, arrested my sister, told me about you. Ash nods and says in fact, it was Damien that abandoned that Squirtle. I would know, I gave him those exact pair of sunglasses. The Icer nods in understanding. Ash asks to give the Squirtle squad a chance to turn over a new leaf. Icer Jenny was hesitant, but agrees to the terms, but if they steal or vandalize anything, they'll have to go. Ash nods and pets the Squirtle leader. Brock finishes lunch and Ash finishes making his Pokemon's food and extra for the Squirtle squad. The 5 Squirtle enjoys Ash's food very much. Team Rocket were spying on the gang. "Look at all of those Pokemon," Jesse whispered. James then said, "And look at all of that food." Meowth scratches the 2 and whispers, "Quiet." They too set up a trap, however, they made a very bad mistake. It caused a spark that caused a large forest fire and it spooks everyone. Ash thought of a plan. He brought back all of his Pokemon, except his Psyduck, Seel, and Storie. Squirtle, Psyduck, Seel, Storie, put out as much of the fire as possible. Pikachu, help them with Rain Dance, Ash ordered. The group obeys immediately, thanks to Rain Dance from Pikachu. It was a lot easier putting out all of the fire. Misty also had her Shelders, Storie, and Starmie to help. It didn't take long for the large fire to go out. Oh, Jenny found them doing all of that. Ash finds Team Rocket and finds out they're the ones responsible for the fire, and he has Pikachu blast them with Thunderbolt. After a while, the Squirtle squad, Ash, and the gang were rewarded as heroes. After a while, the Squirtle leader finds Ash in the Pokemon Center getting his other Pokemon that were having checked up on and wants to travel with him. Ash was happy to oblige. He scans the Pokemon. The EVs were all level 30 and knows Helping Hand, Copycat, Covet, Tackle, Bite, Hyper Voice, Iron Tail, Shadow Ball, Dig, and Double Kick Egg move. Machop, the superpower Pokemon. Very powerful in spite of its small size. Its mastery of many types of martial arts makes it very tough. This Machop is level 27 and knows the moves Low Sweep, Revenge, Focus, Energy, Vital Throw, Mega Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Brick Break, Counter Egg move, Bullet Punch Egg move, and Submission Egg move. Poliwag, the tadpole Pokemon. Its newly grown legs prevent it from running. It appears to prefer swimming than trying to stand. Both of these Poliwag are level 29 and both knows the moves Water Gun, Double Slap, Hypnosis, Bubble Beam, Low Kick, Ice Beam, Body Slam, Mind Reader Egg move, Water Pulse Egg move, and Ice Ball Egg move. Slowpoke, the dopey Pokemon. A dopey Pokemon that remains in a daze except when fishing with its tail. Awake or asleep, there is little difference. Both of these Slowpoke are level 34 and both knows the moves Water Gun, Water Pulse, Confusion, Headbutt, Zen Headbutt, Surf, and Safeguard. Doduo, the twin bird Pokemon. Its short wings make flying difficult. Instead, this Pokemon runs at high speed on developed legs. This Doduo is level 29 and knows the moves Fury Attack, Quick Attack, Double Team, Agility, Drill Peck, Double Hit, Aerial Ace Assurance Egg move, and Brave Bird Egg move. Lickitung, the licking Pokemon. Its tongue spans almost 7 feet and moves more freely than its forelegs. Its licks can cause paralysis. This Lickitung is level 37 and knows the moves Lick, Wrap, Stomp, Slam, Headbutt, Double Team, Brutal Swing, Zen Headbutt, Stomping, Tantrum, Body Slam Egg move, Magnitude Egg move, and Hammer. Arm Egg move. Squirtle, the tiny turtle Pokemon. It shelters itself in its shell, then strikes back with spouts of water at every opportunity. This Squirtle is level 28 and knows the moves Water Gun, Rapid Spin, Withdraw, Bite, Water Pulse, Shell Smash, Aqua Tail, Protect, Water Spout Egg Move, Aqua Jet Egg Move, Mirror Coat Egg Move, and Aqua Ring Egg Move. Ash had always wondered why a large majority of his Pokemon had egg moves. Maybe some crossbreeding in the wild happened. It's entirely possible. Professor Oak always tries to have high-quality starter Pokemon with good moves, some even with good egg moves. Ash himself picked out the egg moves for this Squirtle. Little did Ash know, however, a mysterious Pokemon was watching him. What will happen? How will this Pokemon change many things for Ash? We'll find out soon, as the journey continues. End of chapter 12. Our heroes are walking along in the forest at sunset. Ash stretches and says, "I'm gonna go to the beach nearby." They nod and Brock says, "Be careful." Ash nods and heads out. Misty was puzzled. "I don't get it, Brock. All of this, he still doesn't trust us completely, even we've all been through. He'll rarely even eat with us. At least, he's somewhat civil with us. And yet, he trusts his Pokemon as if they're family." Brock tries to calm down Misty. Maybe something happened that doesn't really make him trust most people. Remember Gary and Damien? Misty couldn't lie, that was a good point. I guess, but all of this, he still doesn't trust us completely. Brock smiled gently. Remember, Ash has autism. While his is pretty mild, he still has those quirks and symptoms. Misty sighs. Fine. Meanwhile with Ash, he sees two cat-like Pokemon floating and fighting. Ash interjects with, "Hey, why are you two fighting?" The larger explains about him feeling betrayed and useless because an organization cloned him with the DNA of the Pokemon that he was fighting. Mew, Ash was actually seeing Mew. The larger of the two Pokemon was called Mewtwo, and they see due to their fight, they injured a Krabby. Ash explained his abusive past and about his powers, understanding a bit what Mewtwo was going through, which surprisingly comforted the large psychic Pokemon. The two psychic Pokemon started to like Ash a lot, very much that the two became new members of Ash's team, along with the Krabby he helped. Ash was able to convince Mewtwo to let Professor Oak interview him and to update the Pokédex with his entry. Ash had Mewtwo hold a note explaining the situation. He then sends Mewtwo's Pokeball to Professor Oak thanks to the Pokédex. Speaking of which, he'll check out the Dex entries of Krabby and Mew. Krabby, the river crab Pokemon. Its pincers are superb weapons. They sometimes break during battle, but they grow back fast. This Krabby is level 32 and knows the moves Metal Claw, Protect, Mud Shot, Bubble Beam, Razor Shell, Slash Egg Move, Night Slash Egg Move, and Ancient Power Egg Move. Mew, the new species Pokemon. So rare that it is still said to be a mirage by many experts. Only a few people have seen it worldwide. This Mew is level 85 and knows the moves Transform, Metronome, Ancient Power, Mega Punch, Phantom Force, Mystical Fire, Aura Sphere, Calm Mind, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Surf, Psychic, Stored Power, Zen Headbutt, Cosmic Power, Future Sight, Dazzling Gleam, Size Hawk, and Psychic Fangs. Ash was impressed by Mew's move pool. Then again, it is Mew, it is to be expected. He returned Mew and Krabby when he sensed Brock and Misty's auras coming. Ash, there you are. Misty called. You were gone for like 30 minutes. What were you even doing? Brock facepalms himself and said it's only been 25 minutes. Sorry Ash, I tried to stop her. Ash nods and said that's okay. We got a new teammate. Ash didn't let Misty and Brock know about Ho-Oh, and he wasn't going to with Mew. And Mewtwo as well. He wanted to be strong enough to protect them before he lets the world know about them. Ash lets out his new shiny Krabby. Aw, you got a Krabby, I want to find one. Misty said, searching around the beach frantically. Ash sees a large lighthouse and recognizes it. It was the home of Bill, Professor Oak's friend. Ash met Bill a few months before he went on his journey. He decided to go there, Brock and Misty tailing him. Ash buzzes the doorbell. Yes, a voice called out. Bill, it's me, Ash. Ash replied. Oh Ash. It's been a while. Come in. The door opens and the gang goes inside and they see what seems to be a human-sized Kabuto. Ash was puzzled, but he remembered Bill likes to dress up as Pokemon, but he sometimes gets stuck in his costumes. Ash helps out Bill and the Kabuto suit comes thank you Ash. Bill sighed in relief. Ash nods and asks, may I use your phone please? Bill nods. Ash asks Misty and Brock for the phone call to he private. Misty finds this as an opportunity to find and catch her own Krabby and the two leave. Ash calls Professor Oak, who he sees is still very shocked. Ash, I can't believe it. I thought the rumors of this Pokemon were just rumors. Thank you for letting me make a new entry of Mewtwo. Ash nods and asks, can I have Mewtwo back? Professor Oak nods and sends over Mewtwo. I think you should have a heads up Ash, but Gary's suspension has been cancelled due to his good behavior. Ash looked a little worried. But don't worry, I made sure to have someone supervise Gary's behavior. Ash sighs and asks, how did you come across the rumors on Mewtwo? Oak went a bit pale and explains that Gary gotten a little too cocky and challenged the Viridian City gym. Since he has a team with a lot of fully evolved Pokemon, Gary thought he could beat him and get his third badge, and see the shocked look on the gym leader's face. Ash already knew about Mewtwo's past with the Viridian City gym leader. Ash had never met said leader, but he knows a lot about him. All, he's Ash's father. He hadn't heard from Giovanni since he was only 2. He to continue his journey and he was successful enough to be the Viridian gym leader. However, he made sure to stay incognito from the people he knows. However, before Delia became abusive, she would write to Giovanni about Ash. She stopped when she wrote her last letter, letting him know about Ash's autism, leaving out the powers because she was too shocked to put it into words. Ash asked himself if his father ever liked him, even a little. He hangs up on the call, bidding Oak goodbye. He looked out of the window and decides to scan Mewtwo. Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon. It was created by a scientist years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. This Mewtwo is level 89 and knows the moves Psychic, Laser Focus, Aura, Sphere, Swy, Ancient Power, Psycho Cut, Recover, Strike, Future Sight, Mega Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Hyper Beam, Brick Break, Drain Punch, Calm Mind, Bulk Up, Shadow Ball, Size Hawk, Tri Attack, Stored Power, Protect, Reflect, and Light Screen. Ash was impressed by Mewtwo's moves. Then again, he does have some of Mew's DNA. Ash looks out the window and sees a large silhouette. Bill was seeing it in awe. It looked like a very big Dragonite. Ash was also admiring the large Pokemon, who had started to sing. Misty and Brock came back, due to Misty unable to find a Krabby, so they relaxed at the Dragonite's song. Suddenly, Team Rocket tried to attack them and tried to capture the Dragonite. However, Ash got Pikachu, Eevee, and Pidgeotto to help Dragonite defend itself. After a while, Team Rocket blasted O again. The Dragonite came closer to Ash and handed him an egg with a kind smile. My time on this earth is most likely almost over, due to people like them. I want you to have my child so he can be protected. Dragonite explains. Ash was hesitant, but agreed nonetheless. Thank you, Dragonite, Ash said. Bill went to Dragonite. Dragonite, would you like to stay here? I would be happy if you did. You're always welcome here regardless of your decision. Bill aired. The Dragonite nods and Bill catches Dragonite. Bill looked at Ash with a big smile. Thank you so much, Ash. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have befriended Dragonite. Ash nods and says it's my pleasure. The egg hatches into a shiny Dratini. Ash scans Dratini. Dratini, the dragon Pokemon. Long considered a mythical Pokemon. Until recently, when a small colony was found living underwater. This Dratini is level 1 and knows the moves Wrap, Aqua Jet Egg Move, Extreme Speed Egg Move, Dragon Dance Egg Move, Dragon Breath Egg Move, and Dragon Rush Egg Move. Misty got jealous, but brushed it slightly when she saw the little Dratini nuzzle Ash. In the morning, they bid Bill and Dragonite goodbye and head to Vermilion. What will become of Ash? Will he learn more about his father someday? What will happen if he encounters Gary? Again, we'll find out as the journey continues. End of chapter 13.